All right, look, let me tap into this NBA content real quick. We had two interesting things happen last night. Number one, obviously, Joel Embiid dropped 70. And number two, that boy Cat dropped 62. Now, on a side note, we had a couple triple doubles. Luka, Giannis. There's a lot of things happening last night in the NBA. But here's the deal. Let me just get Karl Anthony Towns out the way real quick before I get the Embiid and the 76ers. This dude, Cat, dropped 62 in a loss to one of the worst teams in the NBA. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry. You can't, you a 14-point favorite. You can't lose at home to Charlotte. You lost at home to Charlotte as a 14 to 15-point favorite, depending on what time you got the damn bet in. That's unacceptable. This nigga Cat had 40 something at halftime. Got benched in the fourth quarter because he sucked. The dude couldn't hit nothing in the fourth quarter. Dude got benched in the fourth quarter. Anthony Edwards didn't have it last night. He couldn't find his shot for shit. So they brought Cat back in the game, and they lost. Anytime Cat takes the ball at the top of the key, drives to the hole, you know something bad gonna happen. He's a great shooter, especially for somebody his size. He's a great shooter, but Cat is not a create your own shot, go to the hole, finish. That ain't his game. All in all, they choked. Minnesota laid down. My condolences to anybody who bet Minnesota last night. Now, let's get to what's important. Okay, so Joel Embiid dropped 70 points on Wembanyama's 7'5" head last night. And it's cool to see, right? But here's the thing with Embiid. Here's the thing with the 76ers, right? We don't believe you, man. Like, I can't celebrate anything the 76ers do in the regular season. Like, I'm so over this shit. I can't celebrate it. I'm sorry. Like, I can't take Joel Embiid. I'm giving him the James Harden treatment. Remember all those 50-point triple doubles James Harden was dropping in Houston? And I got to a point where I stopped caring just off the simple fact that I knew Harden was going to go home in the playoffs. That's where I'm at with Embiid. I'm to the point with Embiid where it's like, your regular seasons don't even matter, bro. You might as well get your Jimmy Butler on and not even play. You legit might as well get your Jimmy Butler on and literally not take it serious to the postseason. You need to save all these 70-point games, all these 40 and 10s that you've been getting. Joel Embiid need to say this for the playoffs because this nigga nickname is second round Embiid. That's his nickname. SRE. Second round Embiid. I don't give a damn he dropped 70 points on the Spurs. Another one of the worst teams in the league. The Spurs, the Pistons, the Hornets, and the damn Blazers are the worst teams in the league. Now, the Blazers are a little bit better than these other teams, but they trash too. Brooklyn trash. There's like 6 teams that are just garbage. And the fact that Joel Embiid dropped 70 and 18 on the Spurs, it means nothing because it's the Spurs. It means nothing because you're going home in the second round of the playoffs, as usual. I can't take you serious. I'm giving him the James Harden Houston treatment. I don't give a damn how many 35, 40, 50, 60-point games James Harden got, how many step-back threes he had. Come playoff time, I knew he was going to fold like a beach chair. It's as simple as that. Nigga was going to fold like morning yoga. All right, so I'm not with it. It's cute. Tyrese Maxey. Here's my thing with Maxey. He's overrated ass. If Harden, speaking of James Harden was still on the 76ers and Joel Embiid has 70 points, Harden would have had like 25 assists. That just goes to show you that Maxey isn't a floor general. He isn't a pure point guard. He's a scorer. He's literally just a shooting guard. He's a score first guard. He's not a table setter. He's not a true point guard because a true point guard, if your big man goes for 70, a true point guard is going to have at least 15, 20 assists, minimum. The fact that Maxey only had 8 assists and this dude took 41 shots, scored 70 points, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Your point guard had 8 assists in a game where your big man has 70 points. That's embarrassing. Side note, Terry Rozier is going to the Heat for Kyle Lowry in a 27 unprotected pick. That's a good pickup for the Heat. The Heat needed a guard that can score. and play defense and play it big in the playoffs. We all know Terry Rozier. For the game winners he hit versus Milwaukee a couple years back. We know he gets busy in the playoffs, fits the Heat culture. He could give them 20 a night. Jimmy Butler need all the scoring help he can get. Him and Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, they need all the scoring help they can get. I think it's a great trade for Miami. It makes perfect sense. We all know Miami will be there in the playoffs. They don't care about the regular season. All right, Jimmy Butler take mad games off. They just don't give a damn about the regular season. They don't. And that's fine. When you got the track record of Miami and we know you're going to show up in the playoffs and get busy, like when you're an 8 seed and you're knocking out 1 seed, that's kind. You want to sit out the regular season? Fine, because we know you know how to hit that switch come playoff time. Speaking of 8 seeds knocking out 1 seed, the 1 seed that the Heat knocked out last year just fired their head coach. So Milwaukee gets rid of Griffin, and he deserved to be. Bro, they don't play defense. How you got Giannis, Brook Lopez, and Chris Middleton and can't guard a damn parked car? They can't guard, bro. They couldn't guard a chair. They couldn't guard a television screen. They can't guard nothing. That Milwaukee Bucks team went from being a top 5 defense under Budenholzer to being one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in my life this season. They had to fire him. Now, they fired Budenholzer because he held people accountable and he was a micromanager. Now, I'm interested to see if they bring in Doc Rivers. Now, allegedly, they trying to bring in Doc Rivers. Nobody fails up like Doc Rivers. How many A1 coaching jobs is Doc Rivers going to fuck up before they learn not to give him a job? He couldn't win with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. He couldn't win with Paul George and Kawhi. He couldn't win with James Harden and Embiid. He couldn't win with Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, and Embiid. Like, at some point, can we hold Doc Rivers accountable for not winning shit outside of Boston? He ain't win with McGrady. Like, can we hold Doc Rivers accountable? I think Doc Rivers is great on the Bill Simmons podcast. I think Doc Rivers is great on television. But this man don't be winning games. You know what I'm saying? He be choking, bro. This dude be choking like Mark head bobbers and head jobber videos. You know what I'm saying? Pornhub. That's how he be fucking choking. So it's just like, I'm trying to understand how he keeps getting these jobs. Now, granted, he's an upgrade over Griffin, but it's just, if he takes his job and he can't win with Embiid, with Giannis and Dame, like he can't, he can't go to the Hall of Fame. All his Hall of Fame credentials get wiped off the fucking map if he can't win with Dame and Giannis. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But anyway, that's it. That's all. Throw those FUs in the chat if you rocking with me. My name is Fist Vegas, and I approve this message.